All right, Bone. Look, everybody on the message board, everyone in the world of recruiting wants to know about Cormani McClain. We had his name. We kind of thought maybe, then he kind of backed off. He's at Miami, but he didn't sign. There's an announcement expected on Sunday. Does Alabama have a chance to reach out and pull off a miracle in this recruitment?
I think everybody's trying to figure out what Cormani is going to do come Sunday. And, one thing to also keep in mind is, he's not signing on Sunday. This is a financial aid agreement that he is that he is going to be signing on Sunday. That doesn't mean he's going to sign with that school. It kind of binds the school to that recruit, but it doesn't bind the recruit to the school. So, whatever he does on Saturday, or excuse me, on Sunday, still doesn't really matter. I mean, he could end up, changing his mind in February when he does sign that national letter of intent. So he's not signing a national letter of intent this weekend. He'll be doing that, on February the 1st, hopefully. But yeah, I do think, Alabama has been trying to figure out a way to, to kind of, make this happen. I think there's been some challenges there. You see the picture there, um, of all the Alabama signees, and then Cormani decided to hop in the photo. I don't know if he was dragged into that photo or if he said, "Hey, let me hop in there." I think Joseph Hastings. No, it wasn't Joseph. Joseph got sent that picture from someone who was out at the game that afternoon. But it'll be interesting. It's going to be interesting to kind of see what the announcement is. I do think there has, continued to be contact there. We've seen a lot of Alabama signees, make their recruiting pitches to Cormani. Richard Young, probably the recruiter of the year in Alabama's class so far. And if he's able to potentially help pull in one more, I think he's going to, he might get a statue outside Bryant-Denny Stadium. You never know. So, I certainly think that, Alabama's still in it. He says that he's still committed to Miami. He says he's going to be announcing for Miami, but I also think, why are you holding an announcement when, when you're committed? So we've seen this before. I saw that, probably about 10, 12 years ago. There was a kid out of Mississippi named CJ Hampton, and we all thought he was going to Alabama, and he was committed to Ole Miss for a long time, but he was like at every single Alabama game throughout his entire senior season. And I think Alabama also thought he was going there, and it wasn't a situation where this kid was just hoping to go to Alabama. He had a committable offer, and Alabama thought he was going there, and then all of a sudden he holds a press conference as an Ole Miss commitment to announce that he's sticking with Ole Miss. So, maybe we see something like that with Cormani. Now, I don't think it's, those situations are not remotely the same at all. Cormani hasn't even taken an official visit to Alabama. There was, obviously a lot of contact with Cormani, on signing day, shortly after signing day. So Alabama has continued to recruit him. I'm not ready to make a prediction. Maybe we'll have something on Bama Insider here in the next couple of days. So I certainly encourage you all, because we won't be back on this show until next week. But we'll be talking about Cormani on Bama Insider, up until he announces that decision on Sunday. So we might have something on Saturday, Friday, Thursday. We might be, dropping some hints or making some notes there. We might say, hey, no reason to even watch his announcement. So,
stay away. You'll say stay away.
So you can stay tuned to Bama Insider there. So, but we don't know. I mean, I don't think anybody knows what he's going to do. And I talked to 4 or 5 different people today just regarding Cormani, and these are different people on kind of every side of it: the Miami side, Alabama side, the national side. And just people in Florida that we know and we trust. And nobody has a clue what he's going to do.
Right.
He's kept things really tight-lipped. He has kept things tight-lipped, really since the summer. I think a lot of people were surprised when he announced for Miami. Everybody was kind of expecting him to announce for Florida, a couple months ago, but he shocked everybody, committed to Miami, and now we're kind of still waiting to see what he's going to do. Is he going to shock? I don't know if he's going to shock anybody by what he does. Maybe if he ends up going to Colorado or somewhere outside of Miami or potentially Alabama, it might shock some people.
How's Coach Prime done? Has he done anything that's like worth?
Yeah, man, he's I think he's certainly gaining a lot of new interest. In Colorado, you're starting to see a lot of different kids announce Colorado as a finalist. They've got some commitments. They should do well. They're going to do okay. I would be shocked if they don't do okay. I mean, that would certainly be a big change of scenery.
I hope he doesn't get McClain. Don't get me wrong, but
yeah,
I'd rather him go to Colorado than Florida, though. Is that fair to say?
I don't think he's going to end up at Florida, but we'll just kind of have to wait and see. I wish I knew more, but Cormani's just been one of those guys that nobody just really knows what's going on. And even if he told, say he told Miami, hey, I'm sticking, told Alabama, hey, I'm going to stick with Miami. I don't know if anybody's really going to know until he
dots it.
Until he does it. So
yeah,
we're just going to all wait to see what's going to happen with him. I think that, overall Alabama's class is, unbelievable. I think they're really excited about the guys that they've got. If they can add one more, obviously that would be
especially a corner, right? And look, let me ask you this, and I know Saban kind of alluded to that after the early signing period, that it seemed like he wanted some more corners. Answer that, and then do you see any other 2023 recruits joining this class?
I think Alabama's still trying to figure that out. I think with the numbers overall, it's going to be pretty tough. I think they've certainly kind of been waiting to see kind of what happens with Cormani, which kind of tells me that there might be a scholarship there. Let's say Cormani ends up sticking with Miami or doing something else, not going to Alabama. They might use that scholarship on taking somebody else. I hadn't really heard a lot of names. There hasn't been just anything out there, and nobody's really visiting outside of the transfer portal. So I think that everybody just kind of wait to see what Cormani is going to do this weekend. Then they kind of go from there. Will they potentially bring somebody in who didn't sign? Who's still out there? Who's good enough? Alabama's not going to just go after somebody just to go after somebody. They're going to recruit players that can come to their program and help make a difference, or they believe can develop into a great player. They're not just going to say, oh, we got an extra scholarship here, let's give it to this guy who's still uncommitted at this position. No, you got to be a really good football player for them to go after you, because they can save that for potentially going after somebody in the transfer portal.
Hey, what's good, fam? It's Kyle Henderson. Thank you very much for watching this video. Check out our other related content right here on Bama Insider. Be sure and like and subscribe, inching closer to 100,000 subscribers right here on Bama Insider.